Hi, I'm Jim, and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop. And Hychika has sent me, sent me another tool to do a review on. And I did open it because I wanted to charge the battery up completely so we could go outside and play with it a little bit. Have your instruction booklet. You have a right angled handle, I guess. The grinder itself. And again, these tools seem to be extremely heavy. Is that a sign of the being well built? I don't know, but they sure feel like they're a well-built, heavy piece of equipment. It has a quick release clamp on it so you can adjust the guard in any direction you want it. The handle for it has the wrench built right into the handle. So if you're out somewhere working with it, you always got your wrench with you. You gotta keep track of how this thing's packed because we're gonna pack it back up and give it away in one of the upcoming videos. So make sure you watch all the videos. Here's a box of cutoff wheels. Got one cutoff wheel. You have two flap sanders, and you have a couple grinding wheels. We'll see which one of these work best for sharpening a mower blade, the grinding wheel or one of these flap wheels. And you've got your battery. This is a 4 amp hour 20 volt battery. And you've got your charger. And I know it all works because I used a charger to charge the battery. It's just a small little, won't take up a lot of room on your bench or on the wall or wherever you put them. It all seems to work pretty nice. I have to confess, I was working on a lawnmower for a guy, and I cleaned the carburetor up, got it working, and he called me up and he says, Jim, this thing just doesn't seem to have enough power to cut my grass anymore. Old lawnmower. So I went and got it and brought it back here, and I said, you know, it doesn't have a lot of compression. He said, just keep it, get rid of it, do whatever you want. So I said, well, I'll use it to mow out by the road. We live on a dirt road, a lot of gravel. Well, we blew the engine. So when I was tearing it apart to get rid of it, I realized, hey, this big mower deck is a cast aluminum deck. Aluminum is pricey right now, even the scrap. So I could not get the drive axle, or gearbox I should say, an axle out of the back of the machine. So I came and got this, and I put the cutoff wheel on it, and I cut the 5/8 axle. I had to cut it on both sides in half with this thing, and I'll tell you, I was impressed with that. It didn't have any problem cutting that. Got to get my little wrench out. But it did stop on me twice. And I realized what I did. You can see a little crack right here. I didn't have the battery in all the way. No fault of the machine or the tool, just the operator. I could have swore it was on all the way. It felt like it was. but it was just far enough where it would make contact and then quit. So when you put the battery on, make sure it clicks and locks into place. Now it does have a safety switch. If you're pushing down on the front to slide it forward, it won't go. You have to push it down in the back and slide it forward. And as you do, you want to slide your finger up it so you can push down on the front and lock it in the on position. And then the back of the switch will be sticking up, and you just push down on it and it's spring loaded, it pops out. Works pretty nice. So let's take one of these and one of these and the cutoff, and we'll see what we can do out here. I want to do it outside because I don't want all the grit in the shop. So let me put this on pause and I'll carry all this stuff out there. Okay, I hope the bright light out here doesn't wash this out too bad, but I did put one of the flap sanders on, and we're going to try and sharpen this old blade and see what it looks like. Well, I hope you can see that. Well, that works as good as the big belt sander at the shop. I always have to go down there to sharpen my blades. Maybe I ought to buy some of these things for mine. Now let's put this grinding disc on and see what that does. Now there's two different ways this nut can go on. It has a boss. Sticking up on one side and the other side's flat. If you're using a thin disc, I can take this one off the grinder. It always has a boss sticking up on it also. And it's almost flush. So you can't put this nut on with the boss sticking down, otherwise your disc is going to be loose. It has to go on the flat way. But on a thicker disc, as this is, you probably could put it on either way. I'm going to put it on so the boss is down inside of the disc. It has a button up here you can push to lock the spindle so you can tighten it up. Let's see how this works. I've seen them online using these flap sanders to sharpen lawnmower blades. I've never seen them use a grinding wheel. Maybe the flap sander is better at doing this than the grinding disc is. Well, I would say either one of them does a nice job. This one, I'll have to say that we used the flap sander, is a much smoother, shinier finish than the grinding wheel. This one's a little rough. Let's see what it does to weld. I grabbed a couple pieces of angle iron and welded them together. Let's see which one of these grind that weld off better. Well, this is not completely flat surface. It's bellied a little bit, but it didn't do a bad job grinding that off. Let's see what the flap sander does. There again, this is a pretty thin center, so I'm going to put the flat side down on the nut. Now we'll see what this looks like. That's a little warm. Well, I would have to say I like the flap sander much better than this grinding disc for trying to smooth this off. It's much faster and it does a shinier, smoother job. Let's see what it'll do on cutting into this piece of 1/4 inch by 1.5 inch angle iron. Pushing our little button here. On something my son-in-law told me, he does a lot of this welding and grinding, a lot more than I do. He gave me a little hint. He said, Jim, if you're going to grind and cut and weld outside, don't do any grinding or plasma cutting on your concrete. He says all these sparks that are flying is actually pieces of steel. And then they get onto the concrete and it rains, it's gonna make rust marks on your concrete. Just thought I'd pass that on because I never thought about it. I think I'm gonna clamp this down. It's getting a little warm. By the way, this is my welding plasma table. I just rolled out here from the garage. I forgot the wheel's turning the other way. I don't want to burn up my lens on my camera. Had a little trouble keeping it straight. It was twisting a little bit on me, and but it sure made a fast cut in that piece of 1/4 inch thick steel. Let's go back inside where it's a lot cooler and not so bright and sunny. We'll pick this stuff up and take it in with us. Be right back. Well, it is a lot nicer in here. Everybody that comes over always asks me, do you have air conditioning in here? I said, no. When I built this place, I insulated the heck out of it. My walls are 8 inches thick. And right now, yesterday it was 92 degrees outside. It was 70 degrees in here, and this building sets in the sun. Very little tree cover over a little bit of the back side of it. Half of the back of the roof and the entire front of the roof is in the sun, and I'll tell you, insulation is worth the money. Back to my tool. I just went on their website. Now I'm going to put a link if I can figure out how to do it. If it doesn't show up, check back in a day or two to go to their website, and here's the grinder. And in the description it says Hychika 18-volt power angle grinder with 4.0 amp hour battery. Well, and then it goes on to say it's a 4.5 inch grinder, but maybe they sent me a little bit better. But right there on that battery says 20 volt. So I don't know, maybe they sent me a better battery for this giveaway. As I told them, I give this stuff away, I don't keep it. And I should have showed you the rest of that ad. Let me scroll down a little bit. $59.99, $60 for this thing, and I'm impressed with the weight. It's nice as far as control. I'll have to say it's a well-built tool, and it's a good buy for the price. I don't know that much about right angle grinders. I don't really have one yet, but for as well as these flap sanders work, I think I may be picking one up for myself. So that's about all damage I can do on this thing. I am going to give this away. Sorry, a couple of your wheels are a little wore out. I chipped this one right here on the edge. I was cutting something that axle on that shaft, and I set it down before it came to a complete stop. And when the blade hit the surface, it was on a piece of wood, it grabbed and chipped this blade a little bit. I think I may have some cut-off blades at work, and if I do, I'll grab one and I'll slip it in this package so you got a good cut-off blade that's not chipped up a little bit, but it still worked. You've seen me cut that piece of 1/4 inch thick angle iron, and hey, it zipped right through it. I'm really impressed with this tool. Now, in an upcoming video, this will be given away, so you need to watch all the videos complete to the end, because I can't think anything better to give away in this video than Hychika's mini circular saw. This is going to be given away. You've seen me use it a couple videos ago. I hope that's on. I've been having trouble with both of my tablets. I've got an appointment tomorrow to go down and have Best Buy figure out why I can't upload any videos to YouTube. That's why it's been 2 weeks since I had a video put on. But if you want to win this, all you have to do is send me an email titled giveaway. I need your name and your phone number, because when I draw a name, it'll be on a video. I will call you and you're going to be live. So this was a nice saw. It seemed to work well. The angle of it was a little bunglesome to me because I don't know, my wrists just don't bend that nice anymore. My circular saw that I have is a industrial Craftsman. All circular saws, when you go to raise them up, they tip. Well, not this Craftsman. You loosen the knob in the front and the saw slides straight up from the shoe. So it's always on the same angle, no matter what depth you're cutting. I like that. But, like I said, if you want to win this, you send me an email to jimsfixitshop@gmail.com. Do not put an apostrophe on Jim's. Really screws up computers. And just title it Giveaway. And if you want to, you can put down Mini Circular Saw. And let's see, when are we going to give it away? I've got a drawing coming up for the 31st. So let's give this one away August 31st. Get this back out here. So August 31st, we're going to give this away. Now this is to U.S. residents only. I don't want to ship this to the UK or Canada. I have people all over the world that watch this channel, and shipping would be a little pricey for overseas. Speaking of all my videos, I have an updated version of YouTube Studio. That allows me to check everything that goes on this channel. And it tells me that I have, well, let me see for sure. What the heck? I have 18,243 subscribers. But it also tells me that that is only 11% of the people that can constantly watch my channel. So come on, you guys, subscribe. It's free, and it helps me keep doing what I'm doing. So until next time, work safe, have fun. I'll try to put a link in the bottom of this video to go online and get these. I'll have to check back. I'll put that in the description also. I believe if you use a code, they'll give you a percentage off on one of these things. But hey, for 60 bucks, this thing works really well. I am surprised. I shouldn't. That didn't sound good. But there are a lot of tools out there that I probably wouldn't endorse. And by no way are they sponsoring this channel. They send me these tools to look at and try out and beat up and give away to get my honest opinion. And honestly, I think they're a very well-made grinder and saw. So register and find out on your own what you think about it. And let me know. So until next time, work safe, have fun, and I'll talk to you soon. So long.